pledge will be led by Ethan Becker. Oh, the House will come to order. And now the pledge will be led by Ethan Becker, Colorado State University, Fort Collins, Colorado.
If you could please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Kohler, please call the roll.
Representatives Arndt, Becker J, Becker K, Brown, Buck, Buckner, Carver, Conti, Representative Conti. No? Okay.
Representative Conti excused.
Quorum. Court. Representative Conti is present. Danielson. Del Grosso. Here. Dorr. Duran. Esgar. Everett. Fields. Representative Fields.
Pardon me? Representative Fields excused.
Foot. Garnett. Janal. Hamner. Humphrey. Joshi. Kagan. Kaiser. Klingenschmidt.
Good morning.
Kraft
Good
Tharp.
morning. How are you doing, Polly? Oops.
Landgraf. Lawrence. Lebsock.
I went through all these today.
Representative Lebsock.
Unless that one is not on third.
Lebsock.
Oh, you're talking about this one right here. Okay, I'm good. Marilyn's fine. She's taking her husband's had some health issues. So that's where she's been. That's fine.
Representative Lebsock excused.
Lee is present. Lontine.
Sign it up.
Lundeen. McCann. Melton. Mitch Bush. Moreno. Navarro. Neville. Nordberg. Representative Fields is present. Pabon. Pedersen. Primavera. Priola. Rankin. Ransom. Rosenthal. Rupe. Ryden. Sane. Salazar. Zayas. Singer. Representative Singer. Tate. Thurlow. Tyler. Representative Tyler is here somewhere. Representative Max Tyler.
Representative Tyler excused.
Van Winkle. Vigil. Willett. Williams. Wilson. Winholz. Winter. Young. Madam Speaker.
Corey, who is it?
Representative Tyler's present.
With 64 present, 1 excused, a quorum is present. Representative Klingenschmidt.
Good morning, Madam Speaker. I move that the reading of the Journal of Tuesday, 24 February 2015 be dispensed with and that it be approved as corrected by the Chief Clerk.
You have heard the motion that the journal be adopted as corrected by the Chief Clerk. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, no. Motion passes. Announcements and introductions. Representative Williams.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Colleagues, today I'd like to announce that it's Property and Casualty Insurance Day at the Capitol. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to more than 200 Colorado insurance agents and employees who are visiting us today for the Property and Casualty Insurance Day at the Colorado State Capitol. I think it's also important to recognize there are more than 300...
Representative Williams, would you excuse me for just 1 minute? Could we have some order, please?
Thank you,
Please
Madam
proceed,
Speaker.
Representative Williams.
It's also important to recognize there are more than 300 companies selling auto, home, and business insurance in Colorado, and they employ thousands of workers. In addition, the insurance agents here today represent small business owners who live and work in our communities across the state and help to ensure the financial future of Coloradans. So they'll be here from 8 to noon today. I would encourage you to reach out to them, find out who's in your districts, and develop that relationship. Again, Insurance Day at the Capitol. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Further announcements. Representative Tyler.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And in light of Insurance Day, I'd like to introduce a constituent of mine who's very involved in the insurance industry, Cindy Barraway. And in order to avoid a fine, I will also tell you that Cindy Barraway is a counselor in Ward 2. She's my counselor in Lakewood. Thank you.
Representative Quorum. Representative Quorum.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I want to invite to the Capitol some of Colorado's finest high school students, the leadership of the Colorado FFA. Please stand and give them a welcome.
Representative Young.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Appropriations members, we only had one bill on the docket, and so we will not have appropriations this Friday morning. You get a day off, but you know your time is coming when we're going to have lots of meetings, so I appreciate the fact that you don't have a meeting on Friday.
Representative Jay Becker, do you have a comment on that?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'm almost too excited after knowing I don't have to be here early Friday morning. Hey, everybody, when you are enjoying your wonderful dairy products throughout the day and how good those are for you, you can thank my guests in the back of the chamber right now. The dairy farmers are back here. Would you please stand? Thank you for coming today.
That's $1 fine. Representative Hamner.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I need to call down the Capitol Choir here this morning. So as you're making your way down to the well, Capitol Choir, we have a birthday today. Representative Kagan is celebrating his birthday today. So please join me. And where's the Capitol Choir? I'm not doing a solo today, folks. Sorry. Here we go. For Representative Kagan. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Representative Kagan. Happy birthday to you.
Are there further announcements, Representative Arndt?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to announce the fact that the Poudre Education Association is here today, and we welcome them to our Capitol. And here they come right in right now. Thank you for being here.
Are there further announcements? Seeing none, the next order of business is a third reading, final passage of bills. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1182.
House Bill 1182 by Representatives Valentine and Landgraf, also Senator Aguilar, concerning the expansion of the scope of practice of certified nurse aides to include certain tasks.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1182 on third reading and final passage.
The motion is the passage of House Bill 1182 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Kraft-Tharp. Close the machine with 65 ayes, no noes, and no excused. House Bill 1182 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 161.
Senate Bill 161 by Senator Lambert, also Representative Hamner, concerning a supplemental appropriation to the Department of Revenue.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 161 on third reading and final passage.
The motion is the passage of Senate Bill 161 on third reading and final passage. Oh, seeing discussion. Representative Pabon, Mr. Speaker Pro Tem.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And members, we had some very interesting debate on Senate Bill 161 yesterday. And you know, we heard about the supplemental process. We heard about the budgetary process. We heard about the crux of what this bill does. And I think it's important to have some history about Senate Bill 161 and its supplemental appropriation and exactly what this is going to and why. So I did a little research, had my trusty aide pull up some information about Senate Bill 251 specifically, not only about those who are interested in the lobby here and all around Colorado, but also what the budgetary conversations were around this issue. And it was quite fascinating, two things that research revealed. One was, and this is the list, if you can see here, of all the different interests that were involved in this bill, whether they were supporting the bill or monitoring the bill. These are all the folks who are interested in Senate Bill 251. And I've been turning the pages for those of you who are listening online, the thousands of Coloradoans who are listening online right now. And I've turned to about through 15 pages, 146 registered interest on Senate Bill 251. That's amazing. That's fascinating, because I'm not sure that there's any other bill that we've had and listened to in this chamber that has so much interest in it. And the question is, why is there so much interest in it? Because there were conversations about, well, this doesn't affect me, this doesn't affect my community. Why should I care about this supplemental? Why should I care about Senate Bill 251 and furthering funding its program? And the interests were pretty vast, and they were pretty stark. If you look at the county sheriffs of Colorado, they were supporting the bill. If you look at the American Civil Liberties Union, they were supporting the bill. The fact that the county sheriffs and the ACLU are both supporting this bill is fascinating and noteworthy, because generally they don't agree in this building. You see folks like the Colorado Farm Bureau who are just monitoring the bill. They wanted to know whether this was going to affect, I can imagine, the people that were working for them. And I could go on and on and on the insurance companies and the counties and so many folks. The Colorado Coalition Against Domestic Violence was supporting this bill. Why? I didn't have a chance to talk to them specifically, but I can imagine from a public safety point of view, they want the ability to make sure that if someone's involved in an accident or some sort of domestic violence criminal act, that they can track down these folks using a driver's license and a photo, find their address, and bring them to justice. So the diversity of support for Senate Bill 251 is striking and phenomenal, including, again, folks like State Farm, who, again, were monitoring this because they were concerned about issuing insurance to these drivers who are eligible under this program. So when you think about the number of folks that were involved in this, and again, 146 registered interest in this bill, it's pretty powerful to tell you how this affects the people of Colorado, everyone, not just those who are getting the licenses, but those who are on the roads with the license. And so really who this impacts is all of us, is all of Colorado, because when you're getting on the road and you're driving with someone, you want them to have insurance. The law mandates that they have insurance, and that's what Senate Bill 251 allows. Now, there was some conversations yesterday, and I didn't fully participate, so I want to take that opportunity now, that the governor didn't come back in his comebacks and ask for further funding. Well, you know, I know Governor Hickenlooper. Governor Hickenlooper's a friend of mine. But Governor Hickenlooper, friends, and this is important for all of us to hear, does not write the Colorado budget. That's the Colorado legislature's job. Our job is to look at every program and every department and decide whether or not a new appropriation is important for that particular program. And I went back and I looked at, on that note, I went back and I looked at the request from the Department of Revenue to figure out, you know, why were only 13 temporary employees authorized to run this program for 9 months? Clearly, the demand has far outgrown those estimates. And the answer is the Department of Revenue requested far more. The Department of Revenue knew that the demand was going to be much higher than it was now. And so Legislative Services, our branch, our nonpartisan drafters, said, well, if this is really what your projections are, here's the answer through your legislative process. Go back and ask for more money during the supplemental process. That's exactly what's happening with Senate Bill 161. And so from a process point of view, that's exactly how this is going to play out. So this isn't about reducing staff or anything like that. This is simply about following the process that Legislative Council, again, said to the Department of Revenue, you should do if your projections are what you say they are, and they were right. We do this all the time. This is not an unprecedented move. This is not a unique supplemental request. We do this for the Department of Human Services. We do this for the Department of Healthcare and Policy Financing. We do this for the Department of Labor and Employment. And I could go on and on and on, but you already know that because you've already passed 35 supplemental requests in this chamber just in the last 2 weeks. So members, I just wanted to give you some perspective on both the process of how these supplemental works, how specifically Senate Bill 251 went down for those of you who weren't there, and ultimately because we hope to earn, I hope to earn all your support for Senate Bill 161 today, because it's a public safety issue. It's an issue that affects all of Colorado, all four corners, and affects every person in the state. Coloradoan is all you need to know about who is affected to this. If you're a Coloradan, no matter where you're from, no matter what your legal status is, you're still a Coloradan. And that's who this bill protects. I ask for your yes vote.
Is there further discussion on Senate Bill 161? Mr. Minority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and Representative Pabon, thank you for that PSA there. I will also urge an aye vote on Senate Bill 161 as well. Lost in the discussion yesterday was there's a big thing that's actually in this bill. Close to $2 million for tax document processing. There is an enormous backlog, and if we do not pass this, you are going to see thousands of Coloradoans which will not be able to get their tax returns back. And although we had some lively discussions over whether or not we should expand a program or not yesterday, the reality is still in this bill, just like Senate Bill 159, the underlying part of the bill, there are still some things in there that are very important to the people of Colorado, and so we need to pass this. And although this may not be the most important supplemental of the season so far as Representative Pabon called Senate Bill 159, this one is still important. And the underlying part of this bill is something that we still need to pass, and so I will also urge an aye vote on Senate Bill 161.
Is there further discussion? Seeing none, the question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 161. Mr. Kohler, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 54 ayes, 11 noes, and 0 excused, Senate Bill 161 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1091.
House Bill 1091 by Representative Valentine, also Senator Merrifield, concerning the use of restraints on juvenile during a court proceeding.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1091 on third reading and final passage.
Seeing no discussion, the question is the passage of House Bill 1091 on third reading and final passage. Mr. Kohler, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Representative Priola and Representative Tyler. Close the machine. With 38 ayes and 27 noes, House Bill 1091 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1008.
House Bill 1008 by Representative Hamner, also Senator Roberts, concerning the classification of agricultural land when the land is destroyed by a natural cause.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1008 on third reading and final passage.
The question is the passage of House Bill 1008 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Representative Fields and Representative Lantine. Close the machine. With 65 ayes and no noes, House Bill 1008 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 25.
Senate Bill 25 by Senator Jones, also Representative Melton, concerning the transfer of an individual's retirement funds to the statewide defined benefit plan administered by the Fire and Police Pension Association.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 25 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 25 on third reading and final passage. See no discussion. Mr. Kohler, please open the machine, and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 64 ayes and 1 no, Senate Bill 25 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 26.
Senate Bill 26 by Senator Balmer, also Representative Janal, concerning the contribution rate for participants beginning membership in the Fire and Police Pension Association statewide defined benefit plan.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 26 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 26 on third reading and final passage. See no discussion. Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Lundin. Close the machine. With 62 ayes and 3 noes, Senate Bill 26 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 27.
Senate Bill 27 by Senator Ulibarri, also Representative Court, concerning additional authority of the Board of Directors of the Fire and Police Pension Association to assess administrative charges.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 27 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 27 on third reading and final passage. See no discussion. Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 65 ayes and no noes, Senate Bill 27 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 28.
Senate Bill 28 by Senator Balmer, also Representative Janal, concerning requirements for employee participation in a plan administered by the Fire and Police Pension Association.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 28 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 28 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representatives Lawrence and Winholtz. Close the machine. With 62 ayes and 3 noes, Senate Bill 28 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 82.
Senate Bill 82 by Senators Marble and Hodge, also Representatives Moreno and Lawrence, concerning the authority of counties to establish a county workforce development program.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 82 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 82 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 62 ayes and 3 noes, Senate Bill 82 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1046.
House Bill 1046 by Representative Moreno, also Senator Scott, concerning authorization for the Executive Director of the Department of Transportation to waive department project cost estimate-based statutory contract amount limits when awarding a highway project contract.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1046 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1046 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Ransom. Close the machine. With 43 ayes, 22 noes, and 0 excused, House Bill 1046 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1111.
House Bill 1111, Representative McCann, also Senator Crowder, concerning the creation of maternal mortality committee in the Department of Public Health and Environment.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1111 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1111 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Conti. Close the machine. With 41 ayes and 24 noes, House Bill 1111 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1134.
House Bill 1134, Representative Quorum, also Senator Cook, concerning new vehicle exemption for emissions testing of heavier diesel vehicles with a model year that is no older than 2014 in connection with making appropriation.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1134 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1134 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Danielson. Close the machine. With 65 ayes and no noes, House Bill 1134 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1150.
House Bill 1150, Representative Rankin, also Senator Grantham, concerning annual Tier 2 transfers from severance tax operational fund to existing special account in the general fund established by the Mine Land Reclamation Board for the purpose of funding reclamation of lands that are obligated to be reclaimed under permits upon which financial warranties have been forfeited.
Very good, Mr. Kohler. Madam Majority Leader.
I move for the passage of House Bill 1150 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1150 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 61 ayes and 4 noes, House Bill 1150 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1166.
House Bill 1166, Representatives Sane and Arndt, also Senator Marble, concerning the creation of a tributary groundwater monitoring network in the South Platte River alluvial aquifer in connection with making appropriation.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1166 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1166 on third reading and final passage. Representative Everett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to have my name removed as a co-sponsor of House Bill 1166. Oh, do we have to pass first? Okay, I'll wait. Never done it before.
Moving forward, seeing no further discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Williams. Close the machine. With 64 ayes and 1 no, House Bill 1166 is passed. Representative Everett.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I need to get my exercise this morning. This time, Madam Speaker, may I have my name removed as co-sponsor of House Bill 1166.
Your request is granted, Representative Everett. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 85.
Senate Bill 85 by Senator Martinez Humenick, also Representatives Winter and Buck, concerning the expansion of the Colorado Cottage Foods Act in connection with increasing the net revenue a producer can earn under the act.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 85 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 85 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Representative Fields. Close the machine. With 65 ayes and no noes, Senate Bill 85 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1145.
House Bill 1145 by Representative Rankin, also Senator Hodge, concerning the regulation of radioactive materials in connection with implementing an audit report issued by the Federal Nuclear Regulatory Commission.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1145 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1145 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 65 ayes and no noes, House Bill 1145 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1164.
House Bill 1164 by Representative Pedersen, also Senator Kerr, concerning the postponement of jury service for a person who is breastfeeding a child.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1164 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1164 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote.
Oh, well.
Go right ahead, Mr. Kohler and everybody. I just like hitting the gavel every once in a while. Close the machine. With 58 ayes and 7 noes, House Bill 1164 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1198.
House Bill 1198 by Representative Foote, also Senator Stedman, concerning enactment of 2008 amendments to the Uniform Interstate Family Support Act.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1198 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1198 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine. With 58 ayes and 7 noes, House Bill 1198 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of House Bill 1209.
House Bill 1209 by Representative Tyler, also Senator Scott, concerning the Highway Maintenance Division of the Department of Transportation.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of House Bill 1209 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of House Bill 1209 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine with 65 ayes and no noes. House Bill 1209 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Mr. Kohler, please read the title of Senate Bill 23.
Senate Bill 23 by Senator Crowder, also Representative Vigil, concerning the use of an off-highway vehicle to cross a roadway.
Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move for the passage of Senate Bill 23 on third reading and final passage.
The question before us is the passage of Senate Bill 23 on third reading and final passage. Seeing no discussion, Mr. Kohler, please open the machine and members proceed to vote. Close the machine with 65 ayes and no noes. Senate Bill 23 is passed. Co-sponsors. Close the machine. Madam Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move to lay over the balance of the calendar until tomorrow, February 26th.
Thank you, Madam Majority Leader. And the motion is to lay over the consideration of Senate amendments to House bills and resolutions. Seeing no objection, so ordered. Announcements and introductions. The Speaker has an announcement. They're doing a memorial for Senator Regis Groff in the Senate. And you are invited as a representative by the Senate to go over and participate in that memorial if you choose to do so as soon as we're off the floor. Thank you. Representative Vigil.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Ag folks, today we're going to be in room 271, not like our regular room, which was 107. We're going to have the Forest Act joint upon adjournment, and then we're also going to hear House Bill 1016 quorum and House Bill 1167 Brown after the hearing. And also tonight at 5:30 to 7 p.m., the Colorado's Forum on Colorado Culture reception at the Governor's Mansion. You're all invited. We'll do a recognition for former Commissioner of Ag John Salazar for his service to the state of Colorado. Tomorrow, the Governor's Forum on Colorado Agriculture at the Radisson Denver Hotel on Quebec Street in Stapleton. Contact myself, and I'll give you more information on who you can contact further from there. So thank you for that, and we'll see you this afternoon, hopefully, and we'll see you in Ag Committee in a few minutes.
Representative Foote.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Finance Committee, we're meeting in LSBA, the normal spot today at 1:30. Just to be clear on the bills that we're going to hear, they include House Bill 1204, Representative Pabone's bill, another bill by Representative Pabone, that's Senate Bill 142. We're going to hear then Representative Rupay's bill, House Bill 1026. House Bill 1132 by Representatives Quorum and Casey Becker is after that. And then finally, House Bill 1056 by Representative Quorum. That's this afternoon in House Finance.
Representative Kagan.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House Judiciary Committee hearing tomorrow has been moved to room 271 from our normal room. 271 for House Judiciary tomorrow afternoon.
Representative Ryden.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and members of the State Veterans and Military Affairs Committee, and anyone who is interested in the bills that are up today. We will be hearing the House Bill 1119 with Representative Buck. This will be finishing up testimony for those who had already signed up when we had to lay the bill over, and then we will continue with action. And then our second bill will be House Bill 1130 with Representative Nordberg and Ryden. And then third will be Representative Kaiser's bill, House Bill 1181, and fourth will be Representative Rosenthal with House Bill 1126. And we'll see you in LSBA in about 15 minutes. Thank you.
Representative Buck.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and I request to be off Friday at 2 o'clock, this Friday.
Excuse this Friday at 2 o'clock. So granted.
Thank you.
Representative Pedersen.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. And House Education Committee, we will be meeting at 10:15 to give you a little bit of time to go to the Senate if you need to.
Representative Lebsack.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. House local government, we've been so efficient, we don't have any work today.
Are there any further interesting announcements and introductions? Representative Moreno, Mr. Assistant Majority Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I move the House stand in recess until later today at 1 p.m. Members, you do not need to return.
The motion is to stand in recess until 1 p.m. this afternoon. Seeing no objection, so ordered.